just live in my own little world. And I just do what I want because I feel like I can and I've earned it. So that's kind of how I'm getting out of the fear of like being seen and like second guessing my potential and just believing in myself and living my dream. It's just like living in my own bubble and doing what I want, period. So, yeah. So today I just wanted to Today, I'm getting ready to go to brunch actually, but I wanted to talk a little bit about how I've shifted my mindset from going from being afraid to step out and start my business and promote and market my swimwear brand, to fully like having confidence in my product, in myself, and just talking a little bit about that journey. So, for me, I've always been interested in fashion, always loved fashion, always was a creative person, but felt like I couldn't always do what I wanted to do because, I had to, I played like on sports teams in high school, and I felt like I had to focus on like going to college and having like a safe career and just like having stability, which is, that makes sense. So even though I had these dreams and I was working towards it in like other ways, like I was doing internships, I was like, sewing in my free time, I was like crocheting in my free time, mostly a hobby. So I spent most of my adult life just being afraid or just really being not sure if I could do fashion and be a fashion designer as a living. And if I had what it took, I was afraid deeply of like not being sure and then failing and then everyone seeing like my failure, or like seeing that like I gave up, or that, I really wasn't certain in myself. And I carried that up until like a few years ago when I finally had the opportunity, the resources to start my brand. And I was really battling with that kind of fear, like the fear of not making it, the fear of, promoting myself, and basically people like watching me fail, because that's like kind of what you have to do when you put yourself out there online and when you're trying to start a business and when you're trying to do something new. Like, people will watch your wins and your successes. Especially also because I had previously kind of dibbled and dabbled in like business ownership and having a business and having a creative business. But, I was young and it was really just a hobby, but I was trying to make it into a business. And I kind of just like stopped taking it seriously. And I think even though that was like years ago, I was afraid of that happening again, even though obviously like I'm wiser, like I'm older, I've spent time in the workforce, like I know more of like my likes, my dislikes, my capacity for different things. And now at this point in my life, it's definitely more aligned for me to worried that people are going to watch me fail. People are going to watch me in general. I just had a general fear of being seen. And yeah, I knew that I obviously have this passion, I had this interest. I knew that I had the work ethic. And I knew I could do it. I knew I could take this thing seriously, but it was just a matter of, oh my gosh, what if I fail and people are watching me? But what I've had to learn, and this is where like me starting to believe in myself and create confidence, is that, I've like lived my life thus far. Like I've tried things, I worked jobs that I didn't like, I was faithful to jobs that I didn't like, I worked with people that were difficult. I've had to grow and stretch myself in ways that proved to me that, if I can do that in an environment where I wasn't living to my full potential and wasn't doing necessarily everything I wanted to do, what makes me think that I can't use that same passion, energy towards something I really do want to do. And at the end of the day, it's like I'm doing this for an audience of one, which is myself. Like, I can only learn from my own mistakes. My business will only get better based off of, you know, the work that I've done. Like, I can't compare myself to anyone else. And then once I got into the mindset that, you know, it doesn't matter if people are watching, it doesn't matter if people are like monitoring me on Instagram, it doesn't matter if people think that, you know, what I have is not cute or not special, because at the end of the day, I know that I am doing this for me. I know that I'm working at the pace that is the best for me. I mean, I can't make things go slower. I've been experiencing a lot of production delays that are outside of my control. Like, I am not the manufacturing company. I am not the one sourcing materials at the moment. I'm really excited. It feels so good to not be in your head all the time and thinking like everyone cares what you're doing. Because then, especially on Instagram, when you realize that, like, yeah, there's people that I'm sure that are judging me, that maybe don't see my vision, don't think what I have is, what I'm putting out there is cute or whatever. But I mean, so what? There are more people that are probably willing to support me than there are not, even if it's just like a comment. And most people don't care. So that's inspiring to me. Luck. Thank you guys so much for in the next video.